Perfect. We have David and Nicholas with us.
Here we go.
Very nice to have you guys. Very, very nice to have you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for all for setting up the stream. We've been the whole stream has been following you from the beginning that you appeared on the Solana ecosystem, and I have to say that we're extremely impressed that you have a product that works from the get-go. The moment we purchased the token, we could stream. I could stream. That's impressive. That's very, very impressive.
Thank you. We are big fans of your stream. I think you're the only one right now, streaming Solana news, Solana related projects. If I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
It's great.
What about David? Can you hear us, David? Is everything all right from your side?
Yes. Thank you very much for the invitation. As we were saying, I think that you are the most meaningful streamer talking about Solana. And this is great because there are happening so many things at Solana ecosystem level that it's kind of difficult to keep up with everything. And well, talking about what you said, for a working product, this is something that on Media.Network we were talking for the very early days. We wanted to have something from the get-go, right? We want to differentiate ourselves from the other. I would say the current trend of the industry is to have first an idea, right, and then get the funds and so on. But we wanted to go through a different road. We want to walk having first a product and build a community around the product, right? Because one of the things that we are pretty sure is that we don't know all the answers, and we love to hear what the community needs to say about the products that they will use, right? And that is why I think that Media.Network it's a really cool project to start getting into, because governance wise we will have a lot of things to discuss.
Beautiful. But let's take it from the start. How does your journey start? Okay, you don't need to give me every little detail, but give me a quick TLDR. How did you start? How did you pick the cryptocurrency side eventually, and then you got even further deep into crypto and you found Solana? How did that happen?
Yeah. So we've been developing CDNs for 10 years now. This is for platforms that for some reason they can't get regular services, or they get kicked out. So we have a lot of clients, which we provide services, CDN services for them. And we really realized that, this is a layer of the Web3 that's not, tokenized yet, the distribution layer. So, we have all the experience from, creating more centralized CDNs, of course, for these type of clients. And we came up with the idea to SBF around a year ago. Monetize the network layer, the distribution layer. So that's when we basically found out Solana as well.
So Solana was the first crypto you actually encountered, and you thought, okay, this can work.
Yeah, we basically brought the idea to Alameda, and they were just launching Serum at the time. This was around July last year, and they saw what we have. They saw all the platforms we built in the past. And they saw the amount of viewers this platform have. That's we have a real life experience with huge audiences. So that that caught his attention, and he he helps a lot along the way, and we're just getting started. The project just launched about a month ago.
Man, very amazing. 1 month ago, and everything works butter smooth. Like I think you have a better quality than I don't know if it's because there is not a lot of traffic, but you have the quality is better than Twitch. It's better than YouTube in terms of streaming.
Yeah, actually, we are, the hardware, the nodes are running. It's bare metal. We don't use any kind of cloud. It's all our own hardware. It's I think the only one that does this, I think it's Bitfinex for now. And the exchange works very well. So we think dedicated hardware, it's very important, and I think that's one of the reasons. It's everything works well.
I see a couple of people in the chat. They've come here unprepared completely, like soldiers without a weapon. So you need to give us a quick TLDR of Media, because there are people who did not do their homework.
Yeah, basically we provide CDN services. What does this mean? It's right now when you're trying, let's say for example, consume any of the decentralized protocols, like let's say Arweave, try to download a file, you always end up downloading the file from a centralized CDN provider. That this adds a single point of failure on the whole thing, and it doesn't make much sense. More than that, what happened yesterday, that half of the web went down. I don't know if you heard. It's important to have other kind of options in terms of CDNs, and I think we are we're the only ones that we're taking a blockchain approach for a CDN service. Our competitors are Fastly, Cloudflare, Akamai. Those are all centralized providers that we compete with,
and the really large players. I mean, Goliaths.
Yeah. They have huge, market cap. They are all on Nasdaq, Fastly, Cloudflare. I think Akamai is around 20 billion market cap. They're huge.
So you're going into the ring with the big boys. But yeah, better quality, better approach, and we'll get maybe on the comparison with the competitors a bit later. People that the first thing people actually think when they talk about video delivery and blockchain, they think of Theta. It's a project that is a top 20 market cap and has seen huge appreciation throughout the last year. What's your difference in a quick way, like?
Yeah, basically the narrative is pretty much the same for both projects. The difference is that they don't provide any kind of CDN services. They just have this Theta TV website, and that's it. They are kind of using a centralized CDN for that. So I think Theta has brought a lot of confusion to the community. That's one of the reasons we're trying to slowly educate the community about the differences.
Yes, because you're one layer above Theta. Like Theta could be using your services if they wanted.
Yeah, but they say they provide decentralized CDNs. That's the confusion,
Yes. So
but as a media platform, when you try to use the CDN services, it happened to our clients. They wanted to use Theta to provide services for their websites. I don't know, concerts, football matches, whatever, and they don't provide that. They just have a blockchain and an example, which is Theta TV, which they will moderate you if you put a song in the background.
Yeah. So very different projects for those that don't understand. And as you said, there is no competitor for you guys at the moment in the blockchain world.
No, it's just centralized for now. It's nice that you mentioned this because someone asked in the chat in our Telegram chat around half an hour ago about compatibility with other blockchains, and that's something we're definitely into. You can think of media like as the chain link of CDNs. Will be compatible with most blockchains. That's for sure when the time comes.
That's beautiful. That's a huge, a huge step, a huge thing for people to expect. This interlopability is tomorrow's game. We're going to be living in a multi-chain world, most probably, at least for a short period.
One of the
Yes,
things
for
that
sure.
I think that's really important to people to also understand about Media Network is that we spend a huge amount of time designing all the incentives related to the network, right? Why I say this? Because mostly when you have a good protocol design, all the incentives, are kind of spilled out. All the benefits of the incentive are kind of spilled out for other service providers too. So, for example, you have a token-gated economy that can leverage all the things that you can do on a tokenized incentive CDN like Media Network Protocol. Okay, so that is what we want to achieve, to have like other projects to build on top on Media Network that also has their proper incentives, and those incentives could match one to another, right? So in that way, you will have users that will fully understand the service that you are providing, and you understand all the incentives that you have to post your service on Media Network. It's like a whole chain on incentives, okay, that needs to match one to another. So in that way, what you will have is something that will live by itself, right? Because you will have a user understanding like not the whole chain of incentives. They only need to understand what you need to do. For example, if you have an stream service connected to the Media Network that allows you to pay people to view videos, that is something really powerful if you think about it. And you as a service provider, the only thing that you need to do is to build a Media Network. And you need to understand the incentives and how to present them to the community, to the people, right, that is using your service. So I think that this is one of the most important things, right? Maybe it's kind of, as Nicolas was saying, because we have so many players in the industry that they are saying that they provide such service, but in reality they are not providing a CDN service, right? And all these buzzwords, maybe it's a bit confusing for users, but we want to be very clear on the things that we could do. We want to be very clear on the people that we are working with and the services we are working with, and we will help them, okay, to get this message to their users, because in that way, all the incentive change will be enabled.
So you said you were talking about incentives. So there is an incentive for the application side, for the level under you guys. So you guys,
That's correct.
and there is another incentive where it's I have spare bandwidth. I want to do something with that bandwidth. Am I wrong?
You're right. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
So how can I utilize my extra bandwidth in order to actually be involved and make some media?
Yeah, so there's two ways actually. The easiest way is just by watching the stream and be logged in with an SPL compatible wallet. This is something we're releasing soon. It's called Media Peer Pool. Basically rewards viewers sharing bandwidth in real time with other peers. This doesn't use any plugin. It's just browser based. So it's pretty interesting. Even though, if you are not logged into a wallet, you'll still be able to share bandwidth and consume the bandwidth without earning any rewards, And the other way to earn media is, by running a Media Edge. That's a dedicated node providing, bandwidth 24/7.
I see, I see. And so viewers will be able to actually, they need the LP token, so they need to be in the liquidity pool. They need to stake.
Everyone needs a stake to participate in Media.Network. If you want to earn media, you'll be you need to stake as a service provider, as a node, and even as a viewer if you want to earn through the browser.
And again, correct me if I'm wrong. This is something you did in order to constantly have liquidity in the market, even if the price of media goes really high.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
called
beautiful.
proof of liquidity.
It's really well thought. I think it really shows you thought ahead that you don't want the price of the coin to become a way of gatekeeping and disturbing or even blocking the development of the protocol, the reach of the protocol to end users.
Yes, for sure. That's something the governance and the holders, in the end will decide. The price and the fees of the network. We think it's for the best interest of the stakeholders, to have a competitive price with other CDNs in order to generate demand for media, and eventually everyone will be happy if there's demand on the open market.
Yes, yeah, of course, I understand. But if we take out at the moment all the easy to evaluate, let's say, all the decentralization and immutability and all these nice things that you provide, if we go to the open market and purchase bandwidth from one of those other centralized solutions, are you competitive in pricing, or this is going to come with time?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is something the governance will, decide eventually. But we think, it's going to be competitive, of course. It's not going to be cheaper. You're paying price for anonymity, and that's something, even right now, platforms that can't afford to host on Google or Amazon, they have to basically build their own hardware, their own servers, and collocations, and that comes with a price, So the service will have some kind of a premium, I guess, but this is normal for us, for a service, that provides anonymity and
Yes, makes sense. Makes 100% sense. But it's just really hard to put a price tag on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is an interesting question, right? Because this is something, for example, that we discussed in the foundation previously, is how the community will take this price discussion, right? Because you can say, okay, yeah, we could have a premium because anonymity have a price on it, and that's correct. I think that's a nice approach. But also maybe community wants to be like really aggressive in terms of marketing, right? And maybe they could set up a price per gigabyte transfer, like really cheap for, let's say, I don't know, maybe 3 months, to start gathering more users and more services, and that will also ramp up the buy back and burn model, right? We'll have probably it's we will need to do the math in that regard in terms of how the price elasticity will affect the whole buy back and burn model. But yeah, this is like all the interesting discussions that will take place in the community, and how the fees affect the whole system. I see like this as really interesting topic to discuss.
Yes,
something
it is.
to have in mind is that the fees will be in USD value. So it doesn't really matter what the price of the a unit of media is at the end.
Yes, I like this market approach because most of your partners are outside the blockchain industry.
Yeah.
They are traditional businesses that are broadcasting or doing something.
Let's say a streamer that wants to put a song in the background. So you have to put a no copyright Spotify playlist in your streams.
Yes, of course, because otherwise Twitch mutes me within 10 minutes.
Okay, so there you have the answer.
Yes, yeah, it's super powerful. That's why I wanted to embrace it immediately. And yeah, the way you guys treated me and the way you guys prepared my channel. And like for example, how much would this what I'm doing? How much would it cost me when the peer pool is out?
We don't have any pricing yet, but you know, it will depend on the amount of viewers that you have. Let's say you set up your own platform. You know, of course it will change if you have 1 million viewers or 100. You know.
Yeah, makes sense.
But we haven't defined a price yet.
And you said that there is a way also for non-viewers that you don't need to watch the stream and provide bandwidth. You said that there is the media edge.
Yes. Yeah, this is something we're testing internally right now. We don't have a date to announce yet, but it's gonna be soon. You know, everything test is going really well, and basically the requirements will be gigabit port, you know, and a regular you know, computer or server.
And this is on your roadmap. This is phase 1, right?
Yes.
Nice. And in your, I see there's a really nice question here that says about user. How can we verify user data and network usage, like numbers that this is being used?
Yes. Yeah, we are coming up with something that's called Media Scan. You know, our devs are, you know, building. We of course, you know, welcome, you know, anyone building, you know, Explorer for the network, in which, you know, you'll have, you know, all the bandwidth currently in use, you know, all the edges and the details. It's gonna be interesting.
Anybody working on that on the Solana season hackathon? Or no
right
spoilers?
now, they're working mostly on you know, decentralized Twitch, you know, more like a video streaming site more than, you know, network tools. But you know, our own team is working on this first version, and maybe someone can eventually fork and continue the work.
And any projects that forked you and are actually competing now? Any shoutouts?
You mean competing with for the hackathon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually there's a few. We retweeted yesterday. I think it's called Media.Network, one of them. There are a few of interesting projects, you know, trying to build on top of media. That we're still, you know, on talk with them. But it's looking good.
Nice, guys. It's flattering someone to fork you and build on top of what you are already building. At least some people perceive it that way. Some people may take it the wrong way.
No, it's the right way. You know, it's an open source community. You know, that's why we tokenize media.
And do you have any plans of developing anything on the application layer, or your mission is strictly on the distribution layer?
Yeah, right now we're focusing on the network layer. You know, even though we have to provide tools for the users, like the media server or the Oncast integration that we published yesterday, we're really focusing on the network development right now. Of course, we're gonna be, you know, adding new features to the current software, but in an ideal scenario, you know, other teams will be building on top of media, so we can focus 100% of the network.
I understand fully, and I think that's it's really important. And you also, guys, this is phase 1. You have like so many phases. There is so many things that you're planning on doing.
Yeah, this is you know, our tokenomics are coming up soon. I think this week. You know, the tailored tokenomics on vesting schedule, something that, you know, the community has been asking lately. That will show, you know, the commitment, you know, from us and from our partners to the project. You know, it's a 7-year lockup.
7-year lockup. Okay, that's a great horizon to have to develop, and yeah, no, really nice. How big is the team?
Yeah, right now we are around 6. We're mostly devs, we are hiring, some more people in the near future. As you mentioned, this is early stages of the both the foundation and the network. Even though we've been working, for years, this is something completely new for us. Coming into the crypto space, so we're taking our time, but we're going, step by step, trying to educate the community, and as well, focusing on expanding on to other chains maybe, and making the product better.
Yeah, of course, the other chains need to be able to host you guys. Like, they need to
That's
have
a
certain
small detail.
specifications. Not many candidates at the moment working.
No.
Lots of promises.
No. Yeah.
And let's go to a different section of the many questions, lots of overlapping questions on these things, mostly having to do with contents and restrictions on content. Is there any way that you can, or the DAO can, or someone can restrict the content?
Yeah, basically, the way it works, you're not storing anything on Media. Media works as a reverse proxy. So we can actually remove something we don't have to start with. But there are specific cases where forbidden streams or something that's not acceptable will happen eventually. This is when the DAO comes to play, and they get to decide to slash or remove the balances of a service provider that's a repeat offender. That's something that can definitely happen.
But are we talking about an ethical point, or ethical legal, or you're talking about malicious intent towards the network, like going against you, or giving false information, or not broadcasting what he's receiving, or all these things? Like, can the DAO have a say on the topic that is being streamed? Let's say, can you remove a political conversation that is happening on your stream just because the DAO decided it's not worth having?
Yeah, I mean, anyone can start a proposal to remove specific origin, and that what will happen is media holders will decide with through on-chain governance what happened next. They can kind of remove the stop broadcasting that specific origin. They can remove the content from the origin because we don't host anything. But they can basically the DAO can basically by governance through governance stop delivering those origins, and of course they will slash the provider, and the provider will lose all their stake. So they have, when you stream, if you stream malicious stuff and unacceptable stuff, your stake will be at risk.
That's so there is a fail safe if something goes really wrong, that someone can make a proposal. You mentioned proposal costs $10,000 worth of media.
Yes, that's something we come up to start with. It can be adjusted, of course, through governance as well.
Does it take 10,000 to make a proposal, or whatever amount the DAO, the governance decides, and then you lose the 10,000 if you
no.
It's just to show that you have a stake in the network.
Yeah, exactly.
And you said there are several reverse proxies used that makes kind of impossible for a third party to intervene and stop the broadcast.
Yeah, basically the network is synchronized with the blockchain. The data doesn't go through Solana's chain. That goes off chain, the actual content. But all the synchronization of the network, everything is on chain.
Insane, amazing. So you use all the, okay, that's so you use the decentralization aspect of Solana.
Basically, yeah. Basically, there, it's a great database.
So the Solana nodes are running the reverse proxies, correct? Maybe I don't understand it 100% correctly, but who runs those reverse proxies? What's the benefit for them running? Are we talking about every node that just processes a transaction is also a reverse proxy just because the data is stored in every single node?
Yeah, we don't have any kind of transaction, as we use Solana for that. The reverse proxy basically is a media edge, that's communicating with the media cards, to then deliver the content to end users.
And of course, you have no what's it called, control over what any ISP will do to the end user. If like this is something you can't really, this is outside your control. This is something the end user needs to protect himself through like running some kind of other protocol, something else that will mask him or will hide him from his ISP. This is not something that falls on your responsibilities.
Exactly, it's like a node of Bitcoin or Ethereum. Same thing, Every node has to, has a responsibility to stay online in order to receive rewards.
Yes, so yes, you need to protect your IP. It's exactly like the torrent situation. You can be safe as long as you protect your IP.
Exactly. I mean, people running media edges, we have to find, the right ISP or the right provider in order to provide, the network with good bandwidth and, of course, uptime. That's key.
So at the moment, since you are in the early phases of development, you are running all the media edges and the media guards, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
But in the future, this will be something that anybody will be able to do, and he will be rewarded with media token according to the network activity.
Exactly. Yeah, the media edge will receive on testnet a fixed amount of media. This is something we're releasing really soon. Something really important for us, a huge milestone. Having people running their own nodes, makes it really interesting.
Yes, and it's really decentralizes the project. Is there going to be any like bandwidth requirement, any hardware requirement for those people? Should they prepare in any way? Is there something that we have already in our homes?
Yeah, the most important thing, is bandwidth. Everything else, runs on a decent computer. 8-core CPU, and probably 8 or 16 gigs of RAM, and around 1 terabyte SSD will be enough. It's not like the Solana requirements, the huge hardware requirements. The most important thing for media is the bandwidth part, and having quality connectivity on whatever you're running the node, of course.
Yes, makes sense. But big step. If as you say, this is going to come soonish, that's going to get a lot of people interested, like to get involved, because it will allow them to get involved. At the moment, it's still things are on development, so they don't have an edge to actually, pick up the trail and start getting involved.
Yes, of course. That's like I was saying, it's a huge milestone for us. We don't have any specific day. It's gonna happen soon. We will first announce, the requirements to run one, how much you'll need to be staking in order to run one.
And if I was streaming at the moment, and I would have LP tokens that would slowly be like spent for the bandwidth that I'm using in order to stream. Correct?
Yes, that's correct. Based on the data you consume. But also to have in mind, it will depend on the amount of stake LP tokens on how much bandwidth you can burst. This is something important, when you're talking about CDNs. Not only the amount of data transfer is important, but also the amount of data that you can burst. Let's say your stream goes popular and you're trying to reach 2 or 3 million concurrent viewers. You'll need more media stake in order to have that amount of bandwidth available. So that's two of the metrics that we're using. One of them is the data transfer fees, and the other one is this one I'm telling you. The amount of bandwidth that you can actually push from the network.
And this is going to be like I'm going to require less bandwidth if I have media edges in close proximity, geolocation. Or this plays no role?
The system will, I don't know if I got the question correctly.
Like I will require to burn less LP token if I have media edges close to where I am.
No, it will depend on where your viewers are located.
My viewers, okay, I see.
The way the CDN works, they have a pricing fee for each location. It's not the same to stream to a viewer in Asia, with limited connectivity, or Australia, than someone in Europe, from Netherlands to Greece. The cost is different for sure.
Perfect. I see. So all these little details are slowly going to be rolled out. How many LP tokens you need, and we're gonna slowly be able to kind of calculate how much we need to have a sustainable stream.
Right. Yeah. Right now everything is unlimited. You just hold the required media. You can use it. However bandwidth or burst. Anything you want, this is of course during testnet.
Yeah, of course, I understand. The all-you-can-eat buffet is not gonna last forever.
Yeah, correct.
And any cool partnerships in place that are happening, that are being spawned through Solana? Something that you are partnering maybe from the outside world that is that you're willing, of course, to share, or something like that. Anything big that came with all these fantastic tools that you're developing?
Yes, we have some huge platforms interested in using the service. Some of them been testing it for events last weekend, and everything went well. So, we have always those in the pipelines, previous clients that we had, they are slowly, rolling into this model instead of, maintaining their own CDNs that we built. So we have a lot of interest from them. We think that will generate a lot of demand for the tokens, of course. And, we have some, some news in the pipelines as well, crypto related partnerships. Other foundations, we can comment much on it. It's still early stages, but expect news about partnerships soon.
Beautiful. You should also, guys, look into some esports, because so many crypto people are also into gaming and watching all these esports tournaments, and you definitely gain some traction from there. Yeah,
of course. The partner with between FTX and the esports team was great. We had a lot of requests about the hackathon to build esport related sites. I think it's pretty exciting.
And you should pitch to Joe Rogan, man. You should
Yeah.
definitely have that should be your superstar. He's been having problem with every platform. He should look towards your solutions.
Yeah, we're slowly gonna show our point, about how this is really a censorship-resistant network. We're gonna show it not by words, by actions.
Makes sense. That's the best. Like actions speak louder than words, and like you got my attention immediately because I like to fiddle with things. I can't stand just promises. I want to be able to play with the tools. If I can't play and it's just promising, I get really turned off, and that's why I really liked you guys from the beginning, and I think that's why all the viewers and everybody that has been interacting with your platform is coming back with very good ratings, and I hope it continues like that, and you keep up this amazing quality that you've shown.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, it's hard for us, like I was telling you, we're mostly devs. It's hard for us, all the community work. That's one of the things we really appreciate about the Grape community, and I wanted to thank you for everything as well, because we definitely need help, in that regard.
But it's beautiful how the whole Solana ecosystem promotes cooperation instead of competition, and
Yes.
and you can see that from how the Serum protocol works to how the liquidity pools work, and even how your project works. So as in the same kind of ethos, Grape also follows.
Yes, for sure.
Anything that you would like to share with the world, guys? Because my questions have been mostly covered, and I think you guys explained the project more than better than any paper, any Medium article, any way. For me, I'm a good ambassador now. I can explain what you're doing. I hope my viewers and the people that will
That's
watch the
awesome.
video that will release get the same feeling. But please feel free to actually say anything that my questions did not hit, and you want to share with the world.
I want to share that you people are invited to be part of our community. We already have a governance forum online. We have our Discord channel to solve all the doubts that you have and to be part of this project, and also to get to know a bit better all the news and other services that will be implemented on top of Media.Network.
So yeah, listen, guys, everybody, viewers, Solana community, go check the website, the documentation. You'll see proposals already happening. There are conversation. It's just the beginning. So many beautiful things can spawn. So many businesses can run on top of these services, like under those services actually. So it's gonna create. No, it's a good future for Solana, but not only for Solana, for so many other industries of content delivery.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Just wanted to share that we're very thankful for all the support and all the questions that the Grape community brought us, and I think we're gonna do a transcript, right, of the questions.
Yes. We have a transcript. I share the transcript, and I've also will fix we'll make it into a written form with your answers.
Excellent.
So that's it. We close to an hour, guys.
Excellent.
It's beautiful. It was an honor having you. It was an honor having you guys that you are building it, explain it to us, that we are using it, and we are holding the coin. We participated in the accelerator, the community pools, the radium pools, and yeah, it's so much fun to come a step closer to the builders.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure for us. It's been a pleasure being here, and great questions by the community again. and thank you, Dean as well, and the whole team.
Super, thank you guys. So, let's wrap it up here. Is anybody wants to say anything or have any comments? The channel for the AMA, the Media AMA, is a great place for you guys to go drop any maybe follow-up questions that we can answer in private, or even any remarks or any suggestions. And please, please, please go visit the Discord of Media.Network, follow on Twitter so you get the latest updates, and if you are a streamer, just consider using it, because trust me, it works better than you would possibly expect. You will be amazed. Again, thanks a lot guys, and see you online, see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you around.
Goodbye.